Hi everyone, it's Miss Ellie from the Crown Point Community Library, and today we are talking about Hanukkah. So Hanukkah this year takes place during the second week of December, and some of you may already know about that and what it is, but we're going to take a little bit of time today to read a story about Hanukkah, and then we're also going to be talking about our craft for this week, which is a couple of things related to Hanukkah. So I will be explaining what to do for your craft. So make sure that you stay tuned for that if you're planning to do the craft. And so we will get started with a book today called The Count's Hanukkah Countdown. The Count's Hanukkah Countdown by Tilda Balsley and Ellen Fisher, illustrated by Tom Lee. Hello everybody! This is your furry blue monster friend Grover here. I would like to tell you about an awesome Hanukkah party we had on Sesame Street with our friends from Israel, Abigail and Brosh. Grover checked his list one more time. Let me see. "Hi, Grover," said the Count. "What's on that paper you are reading?" Grover showed him. "It is my grocery list. Brosh and Abigail are here from Israel, visiting Brosh's Aunt Sarah, Uncle Joe, and the twins Sammy and Sadie. They came to celebrate the 8 nights of Hanukkah. Tonight is the first night, and I am doing the shopping. I bet you did not know that furry blue monsters are excellent shoppers." And there's this list. The Count read, "Onions, that's 1. Potatoes, that's 2. Apples, 3. You have 8 things to buy. Oh, how I love number 8. Ah, ah, ah." "Would you like to come to celebrate with us?" asked Grover. "There is always room for 1 more." "Wonderful," said the Count. "Aunt Sarah, Uncle Joe, Sam, and Sadie make 4. Brosh and Abigail make 6, and you and I make 8 guests in all. 8 is the perfect Hanukkah number." Grover was a monster in a hurry. "I will see you tonight, Count. We light the candles just after sunset." "I will be there 8 minutes before," said the Count. Back home, everyone began getting ready. Grover and Brosh were peeling potatoes for the latkes. Aunt Sarah was measuring the oil. Abigail was helping Uncle Joe polish the menorah. Sam and Sadie were setting the table. Knock, knock, knock. "Who's that at the door?" Knock, knock, knock. Sam opened the door. "Wait," said the Count. "I am not finished. 2 more knocks make 8. 8 is the perfect Hanukkah number." "Hurry, we're about to light the menorah," said Sam, pulling the Count over to the window. Aunt Sarah lit the shamash candle. "That's the helper candle," Brosh whispered to Grover. "It lights the others." "Can Abigail light tonight's candle, Uncle Joe?" asked Abigail. "After the blessings," he answered. Everyone joined hands as they sang the special Hebrew words. "Now," Uncle Joe told Abigail, "I'll help you light the first candle." The Count was confused. "Where are the other candles? We need 8. "No, no, no," said Brosh. "Tonight we'll light 1 candle with the shamash. Tomorrow we'll light 2, and we'll add another candle each night. On the last night of Hanukkah, we'll use the shamash to light all 8 candles." "Ah, 8 candles, 8 nights, I like it," said the Count. 8 is the perfect Hanukkah number." "Uncle Joe, will you tell us the Hanukkah story?" asked Brosh. "Long, long ago," Uncle Joe began, "there was a powerful king named Antiochus. He wouldn't allow the Jewish people to pray in their own way. Many Jews refused to do what Antiochus commanded. Judah Maccabee and his small, brave army fought for a long time. The Maccabees finally won. They were free to practice their own religion again. Hooray! Cheered Abigail. Uncle Joe continued. Now they had to fix the temple, which Antiochus and his soldiers had ruined. There was enough oil to light the temple's lamp for one night only. But then a miracle happened. The oil burned for 8 straight days and 8 straight nights. Hanukkah celebrates the victory of Judah's small army and the miracle of the oil. And that is why Hanukkah lasts 8 days? Asked Grover. That's right, said Aunt Sarah, as she set a plate of latkes on the table. And dinner is ready. The Count looked at the plate of latkes. Oh no, there are 9 latkes, said the Count. But do not worry, I can fix this. He popped 1 latke into his mouth. Much better. 8 is the perfect Hanukkah number. That's silly, said Sadie, giggling. But they all followed the Count's example and took exactly 8 bites of everything. Delicious latkes, applesauce, and sufganiyot, jelly donuts. After dinner, they even sang 8 verses of a Hanukkah song. The Count set a bag on the table. I brought a small gift for each of you, he counted as he passed them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sadie noticed 1 was left over. Who is that for? Me, said the Count. 7 Hanukkah presents aren't enough. 9 makes 8. 8 is the perfect Hanukkah number. Can I go get the dreidel now? Asked Sam. Aunt Sarah smiled. Yes, we'll all play. The Count frowned. Only 1 dreidel? Sam giggled. Everything at Hanukkah doesn't have to be 8. Brosh dropped a handful of chocolate gelt on the floor and was about to explain the rules. Ah, the Count interrupted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 chocolate coins. 8 is the perfect Hanukkah number. And don't worry, the Count said. I'll be back 7 more nights to light all 8 candles. Oh dear, chuckled Aunt Sarah as they began to play. After a while, Grover looked at the clock. Count, it is 8 o'clock. Is that not the perfect time to end our totally awesome Hanukkah party? Perfect, agreed the Count. And then he added, hip, 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 hip. That's 8 hips. Hooray for Hanukkah! The end. Okay, so did you enjoy that story about Hanukkah? I know I did. And you might have noticed in that book that they talked about playing a game with a dreidel. And so that's the first craft that I will talk to you about today. If you come to the library and pick up one of these packs, it comes with the instructions, but it's a little bit easier to actually see someone do some of these things. And also the things that you'll need in order to make these things. So there's a dreidel, and then also how to make your menorah, or for Hanukkah, it's a Hanukkiah, because it's a special menorah that has 9 candles instead of the 7, which you would normally see. Okay, so this is the template that you will get in your package. And there's also in your package a piece of poster board that is cut to this size. So what you'll do is first you'll put glue all over the back of your paper, then stick it onto your poster board. Once that's dry, you're gonna cut out everywhere that there is a solid line on here. And then there are instructions on the actual template that tell you where you're going to fold and glue your template together. Where this little X is, you're going to make a tiny little hole for either a pencil or a straw to go through, so whatever you want to use. For mine, I used a pencil because that was a little bit more sturdy and I felt like that was easier. And then you'll also notice that it has, it's upside down. You'll also notice that it has the instructions for how to play the game. So when you spin the dreidel, whichever side it lands face up, then you read the instructions for what happens with that. And so in your package, I've also included instructions for how to play the dreidel game, and then also a song that was written about the game. You may have heard it before. I know I have heard it several times, and I really enjoyed learning this song when I was younger. So you can definitely do that later. And the tune, I think, is a little bit different depending on who you ask to sing it. So you can always YouTube those and figure out which tune works for you. But the chorus of it is basically, "Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh dreidel, 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 oh dreidel I shall play." And then there's other verses there, so you can sing that while you are playing if you like. So that is our first craft. And I also, just so you know, when I did this, I actually taped around the outside of the point so that it would be more sturdy, because the idea is that you're supposed to be able to spin it on the point, and that's a little hard if it's kind of mushy. So the tape that I used kind of reinforced that. Just a quick tip there. So then the next craft is your menorah or Hanukkah. And so basically in your bag you have half of a paper towel roll. And that might seem pretty basic, but what you're going to do is very carefully, and I would say get an older sibling or a grown-up to help you with this part, because we don't want anyone poking a hole in their finger. You are going to use your scissors to poke a hole into your paper towel roll. And so you'll do 9 of those for your 9 candles. And then once you've got your little hole, you're just gonna take one of your popsicle sticks and stick it down in there. You don't want your hole to be too big, because if it's too big, it won't stand up right when you're all done. So like that. And then you'll do all 9. Once you've got all of your holes cut, what I did was I took everything apart and then paint your popsicle sticks however you would like to decorate them. And then I also painted and put glitter on my base, because usually a menorah would be made of gold or silver, something really shiny and pretty. So you could definitely do that. And then also in your bag, you will find these tiny pieces of construction paper that are cut kind of like a flame. So what I did is I just glued the yellow on top of the orange, and then once that was all dry, glued it on top of my actual popsicle stick. You can do this each night of Hanukkah, so a lot like lighting the actual candle, or you could do them all at once if you want, totally up to you. So those are your 2 Hanukkah crafts. I hope that you enjoy them. I know I have. And definitely play the dreidel game because it's totally fun. And then later on this week, there will be another video for a candy demonstration, how you can make your own candy dreidels. So I know I am looking forward to that. And that video will come out on Friday of this week, so make sure you're looking for that. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can check out the crownpointcommunitylibrary.org website for more virtual programming and story times. And happy Hanukkah!